Friends with Jesus. I figured I'd get on here and talk to you a little bit on my way home. Today's one of my days. I go once a month to get my Xolair shots for my asthma, and I get 2 shots once a month, and it's about an hour away from my house, so I got a little bit of time to talk. The next few days I'm gonna be pretty busy. I got some stuff around the house we're trying to get done while these days are a lot prettier. But I had a few things come up. First of all, let's just recap a little bit about what you have seen last, which should be Meet Sophia. The last video I have uploaded was Meet Sophia, which is talking about artificial intelligence and where we've come with that technology, and how 3D technology is no more just 3D television or 3D graphics. It's now 7D, which you can actually reach out and act like you're going to touch this stuff or smell it or whatever, because it's so advanced now. And artificial intelligence is coming more and more into your life and mine. Now, I've been watching, you remember in one of my earlier videos somewhere I talk about, or I just kind of casually mention about, if you follow the money, then you can actually kind of get a heads up of where the next technology, where the next future is going to be developing, and that sort of affects our lives every day. So if you don't know, but Bill Gates and Warren Buffett recently, about 2 weeks ago, I was watching their stock portfolio changes, and to my surprise, both of them have pulled out of the regular banking sectors. So we're talking about banking names. These are just examples of like how mainstream these banks are. I don't know for sure that it was these ones, but there's a list of them. You can go look it up yourself. But it's sort of names like you would hear Wells Fargo or Chase Bank or Bank America, whatever these ones are. But Bill Gates himself pulled out of 5 mainstream banks. He took 100% of his shares out of that banking sector. And Warren Buffett has also pulled out about 5 of the banking sectors, like I said, mainstream banking sectors. He pulled out 100% of his investment. He took his investments out of the banking sector. So that sent up a little red flag for me, because I always try to watch this stuff, because when you got the billionaires and the trillionaires is what kind of governs the way our economy shifts, and inventions, and actually companies that come to work and put jobs together here in the United States. So when we can watch these big tycoons moving their money around, you can kind of get a better idea of what's coming up our way, or what it's going to affect us, or how it would affect us. So here brought up this red flag that said, hey, they're pulling out of mainstream banking. What is going on? Because I don't know how much y'all know about the banking thing. Like your bank that you bank at, your local branch of bank, has this certain balance sheet that they have to keep balanced every 24-hour period. Now, without getting too lengthy of how the banking system works, this is just an example. But to give you an example, like my bank or your bank, okay, to get that balance sheet balanced every 24 hours, they literally have to contact the Federal Reserves. And the Federal Reserves will give them a 24-hour, like a deposit. And in exchange for like the collateral of this monetary deposit, they are giving them stuff like bank mortgages, their mortgage accounts. It might be your car note, for example, might be put up like a collateral so that they can get this money from the Federal Reserves to make their spreadsheets balance every day. Well, for people like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett to be pulling out of these private sectors of banking, we need to pay attention to where are they putting that money. So I did some homework on this about about a week ago, and I seen that out of all the 9, there was 9 major ones that Bill Gates took his money out of, and he only put his money back into one stock. And I'm going to list in the description down below. You'll just read the little description, a drop down arrow, and I'll leave the actual stock that he put his money into, because he put it in at 100%. And it has something to do with, just like in my last video, I'm trying to bring awareness about artificial intelligence. Well, this is a company that Bill Gates is putting money into, that's doing research and experiments on medicines and it's called biotechnology, which is artificial, if you can even wrap your mind around this. But I don't want to get too much ahead of where we are, because I'm trying to give this stuff to y'all in small doses, because like I said, the average person, you don't realize how big this really is and where this stuff is headed. So getting back to where Bill Gates has put this money, this biotechnology is, one example I can give you is called CRISPR. Maybe you've heard the term on the news. It's called CRISPR technology. And what that is like where I'm sick. I have an autoimmune disease, okay? I have psoriatic arthritis. Now, once CRISPR gets more effective and it can be sold to people like me, or, whatever, my doctors or whatever, I'll be able to one day go to the doctor, and through CRISPR technology, they will be able to insert a gene decoding mechanism. Now, I don't know if this is going to be an IV. I don't know if it's a pill. I don't know exactly how this happens just yet. But there's a DNA strand. They'll take a segment of my DNA and they'll clip that out, and then they'll gene edit the missing parts or the defective parts that's created my autoimmune disorder. And they'll be able to put that corrected strand of DNA back into me, and then my body will become healthy. I won't have autoimmune disease anymore. It'll be gone. And they can do this with cancer and asthma and diabetes and heart problems. So see, we're on the brink of, people walk around with so much illness every day and say, I wish there was a cure, I wish there was a cure. Well, through biotechnologies, this is part of the pharmaceutical part of the biotechnologies that Bill Gates is investing in. So that kind of gives me this clue that before long it's going to be what we consider mainstream. You'll be able to know about it. I'll be able to know about it. Your doctor might start talking to you about it. So this is the future. This is his future, okay? So now, going back to Warren Buffett there, he is, his choice in pharmaceuticals that he's backing is Bristol Myers. I don't know a whole lot right offhand of what all they're into. They could be into doing biotechnology, which I'm probably sure they are. But y'all, I just haven't really did a lot of research on Bristol Myers, but I will check into what he's investing in and what they stand behind and what they're going to be putting out. But I wanted to talk to y'all about also, with all these money changes and them pulling out of mainstream banking, just 3 days ago, China has now put together what's called their centralized banking system in China is now operating on cryptocurrency. I've not been able to put that video up for y'all just yet. There's a lot that goes into cryptocurrency and trying to understand it, and what does it mean to own a virtual wallet. Why is people talking about bitcoins? You know, what are bitcoins? What do you mean you can shop from, it's called a blockchain. You'll be able to interact and shop in a blockchain. A lot of people don't understand what all that is just yet. And so I'm trying to put it all together so it's a little more comprehensive of what all these different terms are, because we're, like I said before, it's not Democrats and it's not just Republicans, so y'all got to think above that. Y'all got to get out of this pivoting each other that Republicans are right and Democrats are right. You got to look above that, okay? Because we're heading into what's called a universal pay system, a universal payee system, and China has launched it. It's there. So with China, we're going to be watching kind of like what is their good parts of cryptocurrency, what is their bad parts of cryptocurrency. We're going to be watching what is that going to do to the U.S. dollar when it comes to trade, and how is the U.S. dollar going to hold up with this new cryptocurrency going on over there. And you know, the United States backs a lot of sanctions. The sanctions that are put on China for their trade embargoes are put out through the American dollar. That's where, you know, the American dollar speaks volumes around the world. We're supposedly one of the richest countries in the world, and so we sort of have all this money. Well, we're going to see how does the cryptocurrency change the way the United States dollar holds up, okay? So that's what we're going to be watching for, and how is it going to change here in the United States, because like I said, I'm going to put in this cryptocurrency, I'm going to try to show you guys how these crypto laws have been in place. Technically, the bottom line is the United States hasn't ran off to do the cryptocurrency so fast on a national scale, because we have to kind of pay attention and listen to what the Federal Reserve does, because the United States money, their dollar, is pretty much dominated on how our Federal Reserve works. And the Federal Reserve is a privatized banking system, and the government has nothing to do with it. It controls the government, but our government has to wait to see what they can do or not do, because they've got to get this approval from the central banking system, which is the Federal Reserves. Okay, so, but now, y'all, the Federal Reserve has been talking about it. There was a summit took place in 2016. Now, y'all, that was before COVID, that was before Trump, that was before Biden, but in 2016, there was this summit that took place in which people that are in our central banking systems all around the world met, and they're talking about the introduction of cryptocurrency and how to put laws to, because see, you guys, when you're talking about cryptocurrency, we're not talking about being able to hold a dollar bill or a coin in your hand anymore. All of this stuff is virtual. This stuff is just people just type in some numbers and it's in a computer system somewhere, and you won't get to see what dollars trading where or how. You just know that it's some magic number that shows up somewhere. Just like when you're using your debit card today, you don't go around holding the money. You just know, hey, I swiped my card, it says my balance is this. Well, cryptocurrency is same way. But we're talking about it, doing it on a government level of all the nations around the world. And that's why it's going to be called a universal pay system. And it's coming because of the fact, it's like I talked about in Meet Sophia. When you're putting artificial intelligence in so many sectors of our manufacturing jobs and our healthcare, and once you get robots in there to do all this stuff, what is the human supposed to do? How are they supposed to make money? So, now don't get me wrong, this stuff isn't going to happen overnight. Like tomorrow, you're not going to just see wiped out, you're into cryptocurrency or anything. But it is working its way to that. And that's the point. I'm trying to make these videos for you guys so y'all can get awake, stay awake of what is going on that's bigger than the small, petty, confrontational, political agendas. The politicians have agendas that are bigger than what you and I see on mainstream media. And I don't care who you turn it into, whether it's Fox News or CNN or Forbes magazine or who. These people are not telling us the whole deal of where this money is going and how our whole universe is working towards this one world money system, one world policies, one world reign a person that will actually be, whether it's the Pope or who, I don't know, but you're going to have a one world religion, so to speak. So anyway, it's ticking along, it's going that way. I wanted to hop on here to tell you that there has been pretty big Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. That's some pretty interesting news that's changed about their stock portfolios coming out of the banking system or the banking sector. That's really something to watch for. And the next thing was keep our eyes on the cryptocurrency and how the Central Bank of China is going to, what's the results of this? And we're going to look back at how it's going to bother the American dollar or not. Maybe it won't affect the American dollar, but I'm going to remind you that as far back as my research and coming along with this cryptocurrency, laws of legislative laws that are in place as early as 2008. Now, these are just the ones I found. So, these are laws that have been in effect. They still, have summit meetings and they're behind the scenes. So, it's sort of like on mainstream camera, CNN, Fox News, all this, you'll hear people like Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, say, well, cryptocurrency is no concern to us, and, that's not where we're headed, and it's not. But behind the scenes, demands at the summit in 2016 talking about ways to govern cryptocurrency. So they're trying to figure out how to cover themselves and how to keep the wealth, because you and I can't get the wealth like them. And, once they figure out how to, dominate the wealth through cryptocurrencies, then, and they feel secure about it, hackers and people that are very computer intelligent that can bust through these firewalls and safety features and all this, once they figure out how to protect themselves from it, then you'll see the United States launching its own cryptocurrency, and it's going to just be something else. And just to give you a little tidbit here, it was Facebook. We all know how powerful Facebook is. I mean, everybody is on Facebook. Well, it was actually Mark Zuckerberg that's tried to put out a Bitcoin called Libra. And I've read some articles that are, you know, positives and negatives about his crypto or his Bitcoin. And we're hearing that, I know y'all heard of Elon Musk, and he recently, like a few months back, he put millions of dollars into Bitcoin. I forgot the name of the one he put it into, but so you see where a lot of these trillionaires and billionaires are starting to turn over into the cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Maybe we need to pay attention to what's going on with that. But I wanted to just kind of let you know this is something that's kind of new. I'm going to be watching it for a little while, and I'll keep you updated on it. But today's a beautiful day. Like I said, I wasn't going to be able to launch the videos the next few days because I'm going to be very busy outside. But I'll get back to y'all hopefully by Sunday, and we'll talk more about cryptocurrency. I hope to have that ready by Sunday. But you have a great day, and thank you for joining in. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so when I do upload new videos, and hit the little bell so when I do upload new videos, you can see them right away.